Hello and welcome to Channel's Book Club. My name is Olakunle Kasumu, and it's always exciting to be on Channel's Book Club. Here we discuss all things books, and we've got one today, a practical guide to real estate transactions in Nigeria by Ken Osah. Now, if you are a Nigerian, I'm sure you're dreaming of one day owning your own property, and everybody has something to do with real estate anyway, whether you are a landlord or you're a tenant, whether you're renting a place or you own the place or you work on, we all have something to do with real estate, no matter what, every single one of us. So that is what makes this topic today an essential. You find it very interesting. When Ken came here and we discussed about real estate, my mind was blown away. Let's get to meet with Ken and then enjoy the conversation we had with him.
Ken Osah is a real estate solicitor and author. Osah bagged his law degree from the University of Lagos in 1982 and was called to the Nigerian bar in 1983. He is the managing solicitor of Ken Osah & Co., a firm of real estate solicitors based in Lagos. Osah joins Channel's Book Club to discuss his book, A Practical Guide to Real Estate Transactions in Nigeria.
Ken Osah, nice to have you on Channel's Book Club.
Thank you.
I hope I pronounced your name well.
Well, it's Osah.
Obo,
Yes.
that's Benin.
Yeah, that's Ishan.
Ishan.
Well, it's a common name all over Bender State. Delta, Edo,
okay.
and even outside Bender.
Wow.
Obo is a common name all across the South.
What an incredible country we have. It's just that we're messing it up. I mean, the diversity.
It was meant to be a beautiful country, and it will still be. It will still be.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Yeah.
A practical guide to real estate transactions in Nigeria. Anybody that wants to do real estate, either as a profession or as an individual, you want to buy your own land, you buy your own property, this is a handbook to have.
Yes.
That was my conclusion after I went through this.
Right. That was the intent in writing the book. It's meant to tell you everything you need to know about real estate transactions.
Without reading too much.
Without reading too much.
Because it's very handy.
Yes.
And the language is simple.
Very simple. No legalese, no hard stuff. Everything is written in plain English, day-to-day, whatever terms that you can understand and easily relate to. That's the way the book is.
If one were to retitle this, it would just simply be Real Estate 101.
Yes.
Or Real Estate for Dummies. Dummies like me.
No, real estate for beginners. Real estate for beginners. Real estate for beginners, yes.
It's really good. I mean,
yes.
it's nice because I like the simplicity and I like the... So, you've been into real estate for over 40 years.
No, about 35 years.
35 years.
Yes.
So we are pushing towards 40.
Exactly.
But you've read...
I've been in practice for 39 years.
Law
practice, yes.
So soon after law school,
yes,
you practiced a little bit,
yes,
and then you went into real estate. Is that your story?
I went into real estate law practice.
Real estate law practice. So it's an area of specialization.
It's an area of specialization. I didn't specialize in it immediately, but after about 10 years of, active real estate, I practiced. I decided that was going to be my area of specialization, and I've been in it as a special area of practice for almost more than 25 years now.
So you're saying that what I have in my hand is more than 25 years condensed.
It is.
So I'm a wise man to have.
Yes, a very wise man indeed. It's a compendium of the things I've seen in real estate practice, the little things I've realized, got to know that are of benefit to my clients and I feel will be of benefit to the everybody in general.
Okay.
You know, and so I put them down, reduced them down
To condensed, well condensed.
Book, yes.
If, before we dig in, why must I learn about real estate?
Real estate, everybody is involved in real estate. If you are not buying real estate as to live in as your own property, you are renting one to live in. If you are not renting to live in, you are renting to do business in. Where we are now is real estate. You know, it was bought, it was built for commercial purpose. You can either do real estate or buy real estate for residential or commercial. And residential is either for yourself or you want to lease, you want to rent to live in, to do business in. So however you look at it, real estate provides a roof over your head, and all of us need shelter. So at one point or the other, you deal with real estate.
Everybody does.
Everybody does, yes.
So we might as well learn something about it.
Yes, because it's a whole large area, and I'm sorry to say there are booby traps in it. We've heard of so many things about real estate, people being ripped off. You buy a property, and the next thing you know, government is saying that
it's not yours.
It's not yours. It's government land you have bought. Or, you know, the title documents, you know, something is wrong with them and all that. So then you have people who just set out to
rip you off.
To rip off.
You must have seen a lot of heartbreaks over the decades.
A whole lot. And I've seen a lot of heartbreaks. I've also helped to avert a lot of them. A lot of them. You know, and you know.
So in dealing with real estate, we need expertise.
Yeah,
either one that you acquire yourself or one that you pay for.
You pay for, yes, and also not just expertise as such. It's not a real, it's
not complicated.
It's not complicated. All you need is knowledge. You just need basic knowledge of real estate transactions.
So if I were a complete novice,
yes,
and I pick this up,
yes,
I should be fine.
Yeah, you should be fine.
To a large extent.
Oh, to a very large extent. It tells you everything you need to know about real estate, at least for beginners. It tells you everything you need to know.
What are the implications? I hope I'm not going to territory that will take all of our time, but I mean, I can just imagine.
What I'll probably do.
What are the implications of the governor being the holder of
the land? Yes.
That's a long debate, right?
Yeah,
so,
what happened was that because of, especially because of petroleum that was discovered in the Niger Delta, it was then the government realized that it was important and expedient to make it easy to acquire those lands. If there was oil found, crude oil found on a particular land, that you could, if you put it under the ownership of the state, then you can easily take it over. You can easily take that land over so that the oil companies can go in and mine the
So was this all about oil at the back of the mine?
I think it was all about oil.
And minerals.
Yeah, oil and minerals, yes. Particularly oil, because it was oil that led, crude oil that led directly to, to the Sea of O. The Land Use Act, and by extension, vesting the land in the state on the governor or the minister in the Federal Capital Territory. So what it means is that the state can take over any land for overriding public interests. You don't just go and take over a land and then you give it to somebody.
Which has happened in the past.
To go and build a hotel there.
And still happens.
It has to be an overriding public interest. Overriding public interest may be an airport. It may be for railway, passage. It may be for schools, hospitals.
Defense, security?
Yes, defense, security, stadium, and things like that. Those are overriding public interest. Not public like you take over somebody's land and you go and use it for a pub, or give it to somebody who's going to use it for a pub, or going to use it for a beer parlor. But in acquiring land for overriding state public purpose, it also has to be done in a way that there's a process for doing it. And if the state doesn't follow that process, then that acquisition is void.
Boy.
You have to give notice, and you also have to pay compensation. But you must give notice. And like I've said, it must be for overriding public interest.
Interesting.
Yes.
What is the most important things to take away from this book?
There are so many things to take away. First, we talked about the interest in land.
Yeah.
There are so many. The main interests, which is freehold, leasehold. Then you now have sub-interests like letters of administration, wills. Those relate to when you're acquiring the property of somebody who has died, somebody who is late.
Yeah.
You know, so if the person left a will, that means that he has left instructions as to how he wants his properties to be distributed after he has died or after his death, how the property will be shared and all that. And he will put the people who will oversee that. Those are known as executors of the will.
Yeah.
But if he died without leaving a will, then that means he died intestate. He died without leaving a will. That's what it simply means. And then you will then go and apply for letters of administration from the probate division of the High Court. And when that letter is given, the people who are going to administer the property, they will be named on the letter. Those are the administrators of the estate. And anything, those administrators can do anything in respect of that estate, so long as they are all agreed. That's all the administrators have agreed. And if they are going to sell or lease any property of that estate, then they will all have to sign. All have to sign the agreement that, that alienates that property, that either leases that property or sells the property. They all have to sign. Yes.
So many things. I like the part.
Yes.
The part where you listed the process for when you have unregistered. In scenarios where you have unregistered
yes.
documents.
Yes.
Yeah, the process, how you need to be thorough.
Yes.
Yes. How you need to do your searches, you need to check the land and all that. It's a bit. It takes some work.
Even the registered, those ones with registered title, you still have to be careful.
You still have to be thorough.
Yeah, you still have to be thorough because so many things can happen. Here, you can have a title which is still there at the lands registry, at the titles registry, CFO and all that. You have them. But you'll be surprised that the land probably is no longer there. Either it has been taken over by government, and that certificate, it was not communicated, the takeover or the acquisition was not communicated to the registry.
So you may think you have it, but you don't have it. Oh, Ken, so much to talk about, but so little time.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for joining us on Channels Book Club.
My pleasure.
And congrats on your book.
Yes.
I'm sure people can get this book easily in bookshops or Amazon and co.
Well, we're trying to put it on Amazon. You can get it in bookshops like Glendora and other reputable bookshops, Latana, all of them.
I'm sure people will be looking out for that.
Right, yes.
Thank you very much for joining us on Channels Book Club.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you
you
for having me. Thank you. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed watching that. Up next is a report on a literary festival.
Mary McLeod Bethune once said, "We have a powerful potential in our youth, and we must have the courage to change old ideas and practices so that we may direct their power toward good ends." That is perhaps an apt quote for the youths who gather to celebrate the Literary and Art Festival, LITFEST 2022. The Literary and Art Festival is an event organized by the Everyday Chapter, a literary and social organization that seeks to improve reading culture and encourage creativity, especially amongst the youth.
So basically it's about plots.
At this year's LitFest was a writer's workshop anchored by Sally Kenneth Dadsey, an award-winning author.
You have to plot every character's story.
The keynote speaker, Ajibodu Durodola, advised the youth present on how to monetize their creativity.
An ardent believer in your capacity to focus on one thing, do it best, be known for it, and at all times, let whatever you put it there speak for you, speaks your name without your name being written on it. And in that is your capacity to build quality simply in focus. If you're able to do that, I have no doubt that every area that you may be interested in is a place where you can make a landmark. It's a place where you can leave a footprint, and a strong one for that. That footprint is something that you can then start thinking or that you have an opportunity to monetize. Hey, 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 glory! Glory! Oh, glory!
Other highlights of the festival included an open mic session and panel session, amongst others. The participants at the event bore their minds on the outcome of the event.
We talked about collaboration, where you link with other creatives, and if you should or should not.
I learned that we have to try as much as possible to leverage on our creativity, to make money, to sustain our creativity, and to reach our full potential as regards our creativity.
Abigail Binikaga, the lead volunteer for Tech in Lagos, spoke on what the organization was trying to achieve through the LitFest.
What we are trying to achieve with this event is just to encourage conversations around creatives, talent, so arts, culture, promoting the African culture, and just that basically.
Nigerian youth, especially Gen Z, have continued to contribute their quota to Nigeria's economy through the creative space.
Well, I hope that got you dreaming. Before we round up the show today, let's take a reading. Enjoy it.
Hi, my name is Mayowa John Ajibodu, fondly called Mr. Sean, the founder for Sean Unemployment Foundation. And that is what I do for a living. I'm in the business of finding ways to put an end to unemployment. I've been doing this for 6 years. And aside social enterprise, I also run my own business, so you can call me an entrepreneur, right? So recently, I authored a book called The Adventure of an Unemployed Graduate. The Adventure of an Unemployed Graduate. What inspired this book? Pretty much, all my life, I've gotten to have experience or have a conversation with younger people like myself, younger minds like myself, who complain about the government not doing things, who complain about the nation not working for them, who complain that things are not favoring them. But beyond that, I've always believed in the place of hard work and finding solution out of the misery of the problem. All right, so what inspired the book is the need to think of ways to come out of your problem, is the ways, things you can put in place to shun unemployment or to put food in your table. And that is what inspired The Adventure of an Unemployed Graduate. So this book talks about the struggle of every average Nigerian youth. It talks about the struggle of graduates. It talks about the struggle of people who believe that going to school, earning good certificates, will earn you a good job, will, be a source of placing you in the market. But unfortunately, like some of us, we finished from university, only realized that we came out and the job is not there. So rather than complaining, wallowing in self-pity and not finding things to do, so the question is, what then can you do to earn a living? What then can you do to sustain yourself in the ever-saturated market. And that is what this book is. So it's a fiction. So I'm just going to be, it has 5 chapters. Chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5. Chapter 1 talks about getting a degree. Chapter 2 talks about job hunting. Chapter 3 talks about the adventure. Chapter 4 talks about working in Toyota. Chapter 5 talks about becoming an entrepreneur. All right, so it's a 5-chapter book and it's very rich. So I'm just going to be reading chapter 1. Hopefully I can finish this. But however, I'm just going to talk about briefly other chapters of the book, and then I'm sure that this book is going to bless you. It has blessed me and has blessed a lot of people who have gotten a copy of it. So let's start from chapter 1, getting a degree. I have always imagined that my life after graduation would be all rosy and everything that I've ever dreamt of. Or so I thought. As a young undergraduate schooling in one of the most prestigious and popular public universities in Nigeria, my dream was as lofty as many famed skyscrapers in the world, while many aspirations stretch as far as the sky extends. I remember growing up, all I ever wanted to be was a lawyer. Back in high school, my classmate and I would often spew jokes about how our lifestyle would be when we finally started working. We were exceedingly brimming with glee and hope for the future. Thankfully, I had parents who wanted the best for me, who wanted to support me as much as they could. Their desire to see me succeed made them provide me with the financial assistance to put me for the Joint Admission Matriculation Board, which is the JAMB, examination, one of the entrance examination required to be admitted into the university. When it was time to sit for the examination, I had no doubt in my mind that it would be a catwalk, just like every other examination I had written. I had even thought it would be easier, but it wasn't. I had imagined I would skate through it in flying colors, but how wrong was I? The examination I thought I would write once, I ended up writing thrice, 3 good times. Due to the cutoff mark pegged for the courses I wanted to put in for, I had to keep rewriting the examination as my scores were not sufficient to get me admitted. Now let me fast forward. Life taught me a very crucial lesson, still in chapter 1, which is life doesn't really go with our plans. I wanted to be a lawyer, yet I had to settle for accounting, which wasn't part of what I had hoped for. That is life, right there. The university will teach you how to read, write, and interpret gestures. Hardly does the Nigeria University open our eyes to the world beyond academics. Most of us enter the university with the hope that we will find answers to lingering questions about our future, only to get into the system and discover that the answer we seek can only be provided by us. This is just. I'm sure this story resonates with you because this is just the story of an average Nigerian. You know, you finish school, you believe that the school will prepare you, school will teach you. In fact, school will teach you how to exchange pleasantry, how to shake hands, how to smile, how to dress neatly, how to put on a lovely suit, and all of that. All right. My humble background may have been extremely humble. I may have suffered setback. Others may have been gainfully employed before me. Life may have thrown its worst at me. Friends and family may have sniggered at me in my days of survival. Things may have been extremely bad. The truth is, hard work pays. Experience is key. Discipline and godly fear are necessary. Focus is important. Consistency, perseverance are advanced instruments in the journey of greatness. Now, may I say this to you? Create your own adventure. Romance the experience. And be ready for your next opportunity. Unemployment is the war. You are the weapon. Being unemployed is not a crime. Being jobless is. Stay busy creating your weapon while you prepare for the next chapter. I hope you enjoyed this read. I can't wait to share this with you or get your feedback on the adventure of an unemployed graduate. Thank you.
As always, we'll be delighted to get your feedback through any of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. My name is Olakunle Kasumu. Remember, one great book can change your life. Bye-bye.